Welcome to the McNees Insurance Law Podcast Series. In this video podcast, attorney Dana Chilson explains the often misunderstood commercial general liability policy. Ms. Chilson is chair of the McNees Insurance Practice Group and is a member of the eminent domain, financial services, injunction, litigation, and public sector practice groups at McNees.
Although it is certainly not the most exciting topic at a cocktail party, what almost every individual and business have in common is that they have some sort of insurance coverage. Whether it is a homeowner's policy, automobile policy, property insurance, or even directors' and officers' liability policy, insurance policies are really just very complex contracts. Because of that, I have yet to meet an individual or business that has not had a run-in or two with their insurance company. And with these run-ins, oftentimes come rather complex legal questions regarding what is covered under any given policy. One of the most common insurance policies, a commercial general liability policy, is often the most misunderstood. Many of our clients believe that a commercial general liability policy is meant to be a one-size-fits-all for all their business needs. Unfortunately, a commercial general liability policy has many exclusions that put typical incidences encountered by a business outside the scope of their insurance coverage. So what exactly does a commercial general liability policy cover, and what is most commonly excluded? Commercial general liability policies, or CGL policies for short, provide coverage for bodily injury or property damage for a covered occurrence. An occurrence is basically an accident, which includes continuous and repeated exposure to harmful conditions. An example of a situation likely covered under your CGL policy as an insurable occurrence is a basic slip and fall. Water is left on the floor after being tracked into the building after a heavy rainfall. It is accidentally left on the floor, and a customer or patron slips and falls. The customer's physical injuries for the negligence related to leaving the water on the floor is likely covered under your CGL policy. Perhaps where I get the most questions, however, and perhaps the issue most litigated in the courts, is what is not an occurrence. Indeed, the exclusions or exceptions to the policy are more often than not the area where clients get tripped up thinking they have coverage. Some of the most common exclusions are for contractual liability, such as a lawsuit by a third party against the insured for breach of contract, claims of pollution, expected or intended conduct, employer liability for employee acts, damage to products that the insured creates or manufactures themselves, injury arising out of advertising, violations of law or statute, cybersecurity type claims, and a recall of products, just to name a few. And by definition, a CGL policy will never cover intentional conduct. Sure, there are endorsements that the insured can purchase to cover these sorts of commonly excluded occurrences, but most insureds mistakenly believe these sorts of items are already covered under their CGL policy. Because of that, it is very important to be explicit with your insurance agent or broker about your concerns over possible claims. Likewise, it is equally important to meet with your insurance agent or broker regularly, perhaps once a year, to review coverages and any incidents or claims that arose during the past year to ensure that future claims are covered. Important questions to ask your agent or broker are: what is excluded under the policy? Is the overall coverage diminished by defense costs? And are per incident and aggregate coverages sufficient given the types of claims you might see? For McNees's part, we are happy to review insurance policies and assist clients with questions regarding coverage. We also often correspond with insurance companies over a client's claims and, although we know it is not pleasant, go to court if necessary to ensure our clients receive the appropriate insurance coverage. If you have any questions about your policy or other insurance needs, please feel free to contact me at the email address or phone number on the next screen. Thank you.